Good morning, everyone. So it's me, Aaron. With I I've been trying to put out this not information, but I've been wanting to make this video, and it just kind of didn't come out right the first time I did it. Actually, it didn't come out right the second time I did it, but the first time that I did it, some funny business happened on my phone. So therefore, I know that I'm onto something and I'm saying something that is pretty accurate. So I want to show you guys. Sorry, I just woke up. And my beads are clinkety clankety. I want to show you guys my last Facebook post. 1 second. Just have my tablet. So I wanted you guys to pay mindfulness. Beep. Here's my Facebook page. And my Dance Alive project, which I hope it goes further. That's my baby. And they're doing construction next door. So you have, please, hope you don't mind on the construction next door. So let's just put this here. I'll let you guys read it as I talk. So I thought I'd share this because, for me, Aaron, I cannot keep ancient wisdom to myself. And I would ask yourself, why would the coronavirus be brought up during the Black History Month? Why these times? So if we think about Caucasian, the Caucasus tribe lived in the Caucasus Mountains for many years. The only way that they could survive was the altitude and the temperature. The temperature is really cold when the altitude is high. If they went to the valleys to get food and things and such, they would die. They couldn't survive that long. And then you have figures from the Bible, like they say Moses lived 300 years and they lived a long time. Why? Because the sun was much closer, oxygen was much better. There's your answer. This is why people live longer. If the sun pulls further away or you go in opposition, let's say the earth went in retrograde after the ascension of Christ, then you would have people not surviving, living long enough. So, with that said, Mercury's in retrograde. Oh, that's another video. So let's go back here. Melanin is a fluid in your brain and eyes, and in particular genetics there's a typo. It's supposed to be in a particular type of genetics. Oh, and a particular type of genetics can produce more of it than others by sustaining the light of the sun. I read that wrong. Black people were able to sustain the light of the sun because of the color of their skin being dark enough, whilst RH negative lines of people were able to stare at the light of the sun without damage. I made another typo. Without damage, it's actually enhanced. It's supposed to be their knowledge and wisdom. I need to proofread before I push post. Allegedly DNA changes in the body. We all know this stuff, right? The misconstrued. Oh man, I gotta edit this right now. Because I feel embarrassed. Supposed to be misconstrued. That's a word, right? Um, light of the sun because of the color of their skin. Okay. Without damage. You know, sometimes I think that like my words get shifted around after I push post. I'm just saying. This actually enhanced their knowledge. EIR. You guys have to see what I go through on a normal basis. And allegedly, DNA changes in the body. Boom. All right. So this was like the part of the article that I saw where I got a little bit frustrated. It says doctors confirm that Sunu is still alive, and they're trying to give credit to the Chinese by saying that there's a cross genetics of Caucasians and blacks, and they would say, "Oh, well, this is why there's many biracial people," which is what they're trying to do is navigate this to the way that white people were mostly the rulers of Egypt. They don't want to give away that it was actually dark skinned people who were the true A, Hebrews, and B, the true Egyptians, and C, the true Sumerians of Western culture and the first beings of Mesopotamia. This is them trying to discredit, you know, and it's like not to like say like, oh, other nationalities are not worthy, but you have to look at it why they would disclaim our blood and say, well, we found like that in African blood that, you know, if we use that, there's a cure to the coronavirus. Well, then go to the source of the whole story, please. If we were the first here, the children of the sun, the bloods of the lamb, as a metaphor, being able to sustain the light of the sun, being able to be innocent and precious. You know what I mean? So all these different things that you see in Egypt, the technology and the costumes, and that was really to enhance uh, the protection of the body. It was armor. It was hot. So they had enough knowledge to leave Mesopotamia, to leave Sumeria, and migrate themselves to Israel and Africa. And that is kind of what I downloaded. This is just what came to my mind. Um, on my Words for Wisdom page on Facebook, I said the connection between the coronavirus and black people is because old beliefs of reincarnation, one's soul cannot leave this earth nor reincarnate after this current life. It's not just blood, but it's the melanin, as I just told you guys, that keeps us feeling spiritual. You can do this every day if you drink milk, eat honey, and it's a delusion because they say, oh, you know, be a vegan, be a this, be a that, and then you notice how many atheists are vegan. Not to laugh because it's not funny, but it's kind of true. It's just the way that science has figured out how to cross connect certain diets certain words, certain triggers to certain people. And you look at how many types of people are actually vegan who are not religious or don't have that. It's just fascinating. You guys think about it yourself. Ask a couple people that you know. This right here. This is also called Kundalini and Chi. So pineal gland, Kundalini, which is energy of the spine and movement of the spine, the serpent, the wisdom, the knowledge. To activate all that is Kundalini. Chi is the breath, the breathing. So this is why, like in China, you see the dragon, or you see they see meditation. They have dragon's breath meditation, tiger's paw meditation. I can get into all that later. Christians in church, they sing about this. They sing about the blood of the Lamb, being redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. And it's not like they drank the blood of the Lamb. Maybe they did, I don't know. But if something were able to sustain the light of the sun and be out in fields for such long periods of time, they were able to. It was almost like they were chosen ones. Because people were just, at that time, if the sun was closer to Earth, there was more oxygen, you would instantly die, or you would die fast. This is why they put black people in the cotton fields during slavery, because they were able to maintain being in the sun for long periods of time. So I think the timeline of slavery and the story of slavery is also misconstrued. We weren't whipped and beaten and becoming slaves for a reason. It was for particular reasons that we were the only ones who could do it. And this is why you see people of Mexican descent picking fruit and different things such as, this is why we have, produce in the stores. Because they're also melanated too. They are black people. So let's say the coronavirus allegedly is caused by airborne free radicals. So maybe the coronal hole of the sun, this is what I'm getting. The coronal hole is reacting. Maybe the solar flash is prepping itself, right? And maybe this coronavirus is allegedly a subliminal message to tell these people who are of power, the people who powers that shouldn't be, to start melanating themselves, because maybe the solar flash is about to pop off. Maybe the corona hole is going to face the earth, and melanate yourselves now is what they're trying to say. This could implicate or infer that something from the sun that possibly is infecting those who are not as melanated. This is what I think. People who are not as melanated are getting this type of virus. Their bodies are misbehaving, their DNA is out of whack because the coronal hole is about to do something. When they say Caucasian, we really mean the tribe of beings that came out of the Caucasus Mountains. This is what I said in my other post. In Asia. And what is that? And that is the bloodline that is the bloodline that is the most at risk of light of the sun. It is a chemical body type of imbalance, EM. Sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh, really? I hate technology. I really do. Where are we? Bloodline most at risk of the sun, chemical, we need to have EM. Or is it IM? Imbalance. Trying to change my words around. One must attain pineal gland activity, Kundalini activation, such as yoga, Chi meditation, breathing, to enhance the production of melanin in the brain and body to thrive. So That's all I really want to update everybody with. This piggybacks my last video. Cause I lightly touched on it, but things are changing. Things are funny because I thought this Mercury retrograde would be pretty bad, but I already had like Mercury retrograde. Even down to like yesterday night, I got a ticket for blocking traffic. 2 blocks away before returning my rental car. So like, oh, all this like crap. So life for me in the next month would be sitting here looking for work, obviously, but also I have more time to start doing more meditation and channel messages and things such as like that. My current job, well, my last job or my job I had, they told me I could reapply after 90 days. But I'm like, why would I do that if you got rid of me? Their plot thing was a lot to do with the Cabal and Saturn worship and the entities and powers that shouldn't be knew about me. And they removed me during this movement that they have the in the I guess I could talk about it now. I worked at a gym and it was called Equinox. And of course we know that there's a spring and fall equinox, right? 2 shifts of the year. And there's 2 solstices and they worship that every time. Maybe I'm not supposed to talk about it. But anyways, my job at the time, they wanted to replace my class. All the dance classes, dance workout. They wanted to call it cardio cult. They wanted to say this is the new dance religion of Equinox. And they wanted me to usher it in, be the leader of it. And I'm like, someone came up with the name, and this person lives in the East Coast. And I was a bit thrown off because I'm like, this person obviously is part of the group, the Illuminati, if you may. And they really always want to push a black person, like, to be the usher of. Like, you see this in movies a lot, where the black person always dies first, or, they're the first sacrifice. Because black, it's melanin. It's weird because you're trying to understand, like, who and what religion are you guys coming from to do all this stuff? Sacrificial offerings of black people. It's huge in the music industry. We just saw Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and we saw what's his name a year ago. What's his name? Nipsey Hussle, which was exactly a year ago from Kobe. People forgot about that. Anytime you see these major deaths, Michael Jackson is one, Prince is one, Aretha Franklin, it's just it just breaks my heart that, as time goes on, I start to see this, and I'm like, there is a pattern or something going on. And it's almost always that they have to, like, have, so Black history is kind of, like, tainted. You look at all the TV shows that have black hosts. This is their mockery of it. Like America's Got Talent. Tyra Banks was the last host. What's his name? Perry. What's his name? He's the host right now. The big buff guy. Terry Crews. And then Nick Cannon was the first host. And it's like, why do you guys gotta keep using... I also follow Nicole Scherzinger because she was the Pussycat Dolls lead singer for a while. She was constantly a judge for so many